Welcome, world, to Life, Love, and Wellness Global, a worldwide wellness movement. I am Reverend Sandy Rogers, and as the creator of this historic event, it is my pleasure to welcome you. We come together to bring you this historic event. We have practitioners, holistic practitioners. We have medical doctors, we have spiritual individuals. This event is so lovingly dedicated to my mother, Mrs. Barbara Dean Brown. And my mother taught me like 40 plus years ago about the importance and the meaning behind herbs. And she would always say, we don't know what they putting in those pills, so you better not, get hooked on prescription drugs. And so we listened to Mom, but not all of us paid attention. My sister, bless her heart, was diagnosed recently thereafter with asthma, and she was prescribed prednisone, which is a very powerful steroid. And my sister actually got hooked on steroids, like someone out on the street kind of hooked, like on heroin or crack or something like that. And so my mom and my sister are both on the other side, living in the other dimension, but they're upholding me, and this is dedicated to their memory. So we don't want to come and make you change your mind about what you're doing. We just want to provide information to you, something different, so that you have options to choose from, so that you're not stuck. Because the environment that we now live in, the fast foods, the toxins in the air that we breathe and in the water that we drink, and the processed foods, and all of that is causing havoc on this precious body temple. So God created our bodies to heal themselves, but they can only heal themselves when they're fed and they're nourished and they're stress-free. And so the 60 or so or more experts that we have are bringing you this worldwide wellness movement in an attempt to share their testimonies and their information with you. So we have from age 14 on up. I don't even know what the oldest age is. I think 88 or something. So you see, that's a wide range of knowledge that we're bringing you. And so we hope that you come and that you get all the knowledge that you need to affect a positive change on your life. And share this with others. It's free, it's online, and so we're just so thankful that you decided to be a part of our listening community, the viewing community, and we certainly appreciate you for giving us your time of day and your energy and your efforts to being with us and to being a part of this historic event. We have pulled together people of color for you, by you, right? So we want to make sure that you understand that we too, melanated people with color, can enjoy, practice, and participate in some of these modalities that others have been doing for centuries, and that is pretty new to our community. So we talk about Qigong, we talk about meditation, yoga, spiritual work from a different perspective than religion. So we talk about the spirituality aspect. We talk about abuse in the families. We talk about all kinds of subjects because we know that in our communities there are layers and layers and layers and layers of stuff that we never talk about that's causing a negative effect on our bodies and its healing process. So we address it, whatever it is, and we hope that you will benefit from the many experts that we have, and that you walk away with lots of knowledge and lots of new information, and that you become fully empowered to share information with others. So thank you for being with us. We love you and we bless you, and we look forward to doing this again. But thanks for being here with the first one. We appreciate you.
Life, love, and wellness. Life, love, and wellness.
Like Sandy said, my name is Havinah Cheryl Duncan, and I am a sacred aspirant. And what that means is that I am becoming the goddess that the Creator wants me to become. Through a class that I'm taking, it's helping me to develop my inner nature, and it's helping me to develop who I am becoming, what I'm destined for. That name also means that I am of the Creator, and it's helping me to understand fully what that means is that I am a part of this universe, and the universe is within me. The way that I think, the way that I feel, the way that I eat, the way that I dress, the way that I address nature itself and others. I'm becoming who the Creator really wants me to become. And with that, it means that my diet has to be in order. My whole entire spirit, my body, through exercising, through the things that I read, through the company that I keep, the places that I go, everything has to be in divine order. And for years, it's taken me to become that person because it was never taught us on how to become a divine woman, a woman of God. I've heard it in churches, I've read about it, but actually learning how to become that person, this is the first time that I've taken a class to teach me that. And the instructor, she's very thorough. Her name is Queen Neat. And I've been learning a lot from her and my sisters. I've been learning a lot from Sandy. I've been learning a lot from other people like Star, beautiful sister. I've been learning a lot from Laura Sager, and this is her beautiful establishment. We're in her backyard, and we are learning how to cultivate herbs. My major goal is to teach young women how to be divine and how to learn how to become a divine sister. And also I want to help them to prepare how to be out in nature, what it means to be out in nature, what it means to grow their own food, to heal themselves. So my goal in life is to help them to learn how to be whole. That means spiritually, that means emotionally, mentally, physically, and financially. So I want to start with teaching them how to be themselves, how to love themselves, how not to let others take advantage of them. And one of the things that I'm definitely in tune to is to teach them how to avoid predators that prey on them when they're young. At the age of 9 years old, I was being molested by someone that was within my family. It was a brother. My mom trusted my brothers to take care of me and my sister while they were out working or either they were out shopping. And so the molestation started when my brother would bathe me. And then it went from being fondling me until actually inserting his finger into my vagina. And for months, I was being molested. And I did not know how to tell anyone. I was actually afraid to even open my mouth because the word sex was not spoken in my household. It was like taboo. And as the molestation went on, it's just I became more and more afraid to talk about it. I was ashamed of it. I was scared. I was thinking that my body was nasty and I was not appreciated. It just made me become withdrawn. And so I found out years later that my sister was also being molested. And then she started to talk to me about it when we became adults. And we both decided that we would never let our daughters be molested by anyone. We paid more attention to who they were around, family members. And I remember also being molested by a cousin that actually hung out with the brother that molested me. So they were both at different times molest me. He would actually come over to my house and I would run and hide from him, and then he would find me. And then the molestation would start. So I don't know if the two, my brother and him, were talking about it, but anyway, I felt very afraid of my brothers. So up until the age of 14, I was being molested by my brother. And my sister was also being molested. So at one point, I remember one Saturday, my brother really wanted to be with my sister. And because she was already developed with the breasts and she had the body, and he wanted her. And so she said, no, if you do Cheryl first, then I would agree to it. And so that's what happened. Well, he pretended. He laid me on the bed, and then he was moving the bed up and down, pretending that he was with me. That's the only way that my sister would deal with him. And then I'm thinking years later, why would my sister do that? Why would she include me knowing that she didn't like it and neither did I? But I never discussed it with her later. I never asked her why would she put me in that position instead of protecting me because I was her younger sister. So that went on until my brother actually moved out of the house. He moved out when he was 18, and then he went to New York, and then I didn't have to worry about him anymore. But the cousin was still around, so he would still come to visit. And I even remember going to spend the night with them. His sister was my best friend in school, and she was also my first cousin. So I'm in the bed between his sister, the two sisters, and he comes in the bed one night in the room and takes me out of bed and takes me in a closet and molested me. His sisters knew about it because they told the next day in school, they told my sister what had happened and how I was crying. So they thought it was a joke. And so I was so embarrassed when my sister came to me the next day and told, well, everybody know what happened to you, so you're not going over there anymore. So I was happy because of that, but I was also crushed because everyone knew about it. That's what I felt. Everyone knew about what I was going through, but no one knew about the pain that I suffered. So all through my marriage, I was having trouble with this. I did not know the psychological effects of being molested for all those years. I did not know that this was going to affect me as I grew up. So I was very rigid when I did have sex with my husband. I was very rigid, and I didn't feel comfortable about having sex. So for years and years, I never got help from that. I never went through counseling for that. I never forgave my brother or my cousin. And later on, an older man molested me when I was younger too. I forgot about him. But my cousin ended up getting killed in an accident. I showed no remorse. My brother ended up dying from an overdose of drugs. So I couldn't cry because I felt like God moved them out of my path because of what they did to me. So for years and years, I carried this guilt around inside of me of something that I created. I thought it was my fault that these guys did this to me. And it was till I was in my 30s that an older sister, I opened up to her. For whatever reason, I just opened up to her, and no one in my family I opened up to. And she told me that I had to forgive them, even if they were dead. I had to let it go, forgive them, so that they wouldn't continue to hold this power over me. That's when my healing began. And I still need deep healing from that, because I still sometimes harbor those feelings inside of me that those people did this to me. And when I had my daughter, I swore that no one would ever molest her. So I started teaching her from a young age of people touching her in certain areas where not to touch her, so she wouldn't feel uncomfortable. And so I told my sister that I would never let my daughter be molested. Now I got my granddaughters to worry about, and I constantly talk to them about being molested. So my mission in life is to teach young women and the mothers, because the mothers don't pay attention to the signs. I want to teach them to be careful about who they bring around their daughters. And I want to teach the daughters, don't be afraid to speak up. Say something. If it's a girlfriend that you want to speak to about it, talk to her. But if you're afraid to speak up because the person that's molesting you tell you that they will hurt you or members of your family, speak up anyway, because we want to put these people out of commission. We want to make sure that no one ever molests another person. Not even your daughters. Your sons are being molested now. So we want to make sure that we're going to be teaching the sons and the daughters. But my mission is that I want to teach the young ladies how to look out for predators, even in your teenage years, how to protect yourself from predators that coming at you. And because they are physically stronger than you, we want to make sure that we can teach you different moves, different protection methods, self-defense mechanisms to help you develop your skills so that you can put someone down that's trying to harm you. And I also want to focus on the things that are attacking our young bodies, the young ladies at their bodies, because we are going through so many diseases among our young women are attracting. And it's not just the food, it's feminine products like your feminine napkins, what they're made of. They're made of toxins. They're made of paper that's been bleached white to make it appear that it's all pure and safe, but it's not. You got dioxin, which is a chemical that kills your body, chemistries, and it's causing these young ladies to have tumors. It's causing the body to be out of balance. And so when your feminine napkin gets wet from your period, it's causing that wetness to be a part in contact with your body, and it's causing you to have all kinds of diseases, and it's causing you to have cramps beyond what they should be. It is causing you to bleed more than you normally do. So we want to introduce you to some safe products. And these products are made with natural ingredients, and it's made where the wetness is going to be taken away from your body so that bacteria don't build up inside of your body. So we want to introduce you to some safe products. So I'm going to be teaching you how to cleanse your bodies, how to use safe products, even through your oils and your lotions, what you put on your body, what you wash in, what you do with your hairs, how you can put natural products in your hair to make it grow like it's supposed to. And we also going to be teaching you how to do a full body wash so that you can be cleansed from head to toe. You can learn how to eat healthy snacks so that you won't get the acne, so that you won't get the rough skin, so that you can teach your parents how to prepare meals so that y'all can be healthy, so that y'all can live long. Then you can avoid getting high blood pressure, you can avoid getting diabetes, you can avoid all these different sicknesses that our people are plagued with. You can avoid going to the doctors and being given all these pills to make you sick. Medicine makes you sick. The synthetic drugs that they're pumping into our elderlies, into our mothers and fathers, even into our children, are making them sick, getting all kinds of tumors. So we want to be able to help you to avoid that. Even when you get older and you're having babies, we want to show you how to take care of your babies. Avoid giving them Similac and all the Enfamil, all the soy products that's causing your babies to be full of mucus, to be full of all kinds of diseases. And even we want to teach you about the immunization shots, the shots that they give your babies that's putting poison into their systems. They're killing our children, and they're causing all kind of problems in our children as they become adults. They got all these diseases and all these behavior problems, and it's coming from the shots that they're giving us. So we want to be able to teach you how to avoid that. We want to get back into nature, the way God intended for us to be healed through our medicines, our foods, our herbs. Those are our medicines. So we want to be able to teach you all of that and how to have a well-rounded relationship with yourself, with your mate, with your children, and with nature. To open up, because I was afraid, I was ashamed. I didn't want nobody to know that I went through that, because they would say something like, it's your fault, you allowed it to happen. But if you had parents that never discussed on how to take care or prevent this from happening, what you going to do? We always heard that don't get pregnant. I never knew how to get pregnant. My parents didn't go into explaining stuff. When you have parents that got married at a very young age and their parents did not go into detail on how to take care of your bodies or even where babies even come from, it's like everything concerning sex or around sex is taboo, and it was never spoken in our household. So I guess it's automatically, you just don't talk about it. You become embarrassed to even say anything. I mean, even when I first started having sex, I did not know, how to even have sex. It was never explained to me. So being molested, I'm thinking that, maybe this is what life is supposed to be like. And I just never spoke about it. But I knew that it was very painful, and that no little girl should ever go through that. And the people who committed this crime on me should be punished severely. And that's what I felt like. God punished those people that hurt me when I was a kid. And I definitely don't want any other child going through what I went through. And it affected me through my adult life, all through my marriage. And even to this day, I still haven't got complete healing from that. It's still in the back of my mind, because when I hear about someone getting molested, those feelings could keep rushing back to me. But I have forgiven the people who've done that to me, but I will never forget it. The mentoring program that I would like to start, I want to address the women in the churches, because most of our women are in the churches. And I want to set up an organization with them so that I can start teaching. But I would have to get permission from the mothers on how to present this to their children. But at age 5, when children start to develop, that feeling, they want to know about their bodies. I want to be able to teach them. And I can work with a psychologist, which I have a sister-in-law in the family. She's a psychologist, and she's willing to be on board helping me to present the different age groups with the different girls, 5, 9, and then even teenagers, because a lot of our girls are being raped. College rape is real well known on the campuses. So we want to teach girls. The mentoring program will start with different ages, but I would love to start in the churches introducing what I plan to do so that I can get some help organizing the different classes for the young women. And then I'll be able to teach them different signs to look for, family members when they start to play with you, what to do, and then teach the parents what to look for, because our parents trust our young ladies too much with family members, and that's usually who it is, close friends and family members. So the mentoring program, it will start at age 5, and then it'll go up even to teenage, and even in the 20s, because you got some ladies that are late bloomers and they don't know how to deal with relationships. Because guys, I've even known women to be raped in the armed forces, and they don't report it because they feel that nothing is going to be done about it. And usually it's not. They just move the young man from one barracks to the next barracks, and nothing is done about it. So this has to be continuation of even in their 30s, because women are still being raped. So we need to teach them what to look for in the early stages of life.
Well, thank you for a very powerful, enlightening interview, Havinah. Really reaching deep into your heart of hearts, forgiveness, and the experiences that you had as a young person that we know is all too commonplace in a lot of families. So thank you for being so open with us. In closing, knowing that this is a worldwide audience that we're serving with this webinar, is there any messages that you would like to leave with the audience? Wisdom, advice, suggestions, key nugget, or whatever you would like to share in a summary statement.
Yes, I would like to leave with the young mothers especially. Pay close attention to your daughters and your sons, because they can't communicate to what's going on with them. Pay attention to their behaviors, the acting out. There's a reason why they act out. Pay close attention to who you leave your children with, because a lot of mothers are leaving their children with fathers who could be on drugs, or they could be drinking. They have other men around them. You don't know what those friends will do to your children. And it's not just the daughters, it's the sons as well. Pay close attention to who you leave your children with. Learn to talk to them about their bodies. Introduce them to their body parts, because a lot of young women don't take time to teach the children about safety and what they're supposed to look for when someone who's touching you, different, parts of your body. Pay close attention. Teach them if you need to go to the library or just look it up on the web on how to teach your children about their body parts, how to talk to them, and how to notice early signs of being abused. And, listen to them. Don't take for granted that they don't know what they're talking about. They can tell you, oh, mom, this hurts, or somebody touched me. Don't just dismiss this and think that they're lying. They're not lying. They're actually trying to tell you something. So pay attention. I love you all. I thank you, Sandy, for this interview, my first public interview. I love what she's doing with everything. I mean, she's such a well-rounded person. She's bringing good topics to the world, and I love her. Just listen to everything that's being talked about on the shows that she presents, and you will grow. You definitely will grow. You grow in love and wisdom. Thank you.
Thank you.
Love and wellness. Life, love and wellness. Life, love and wellness.
And that's what I want, more just what I need.